So we've got our yarn. It's a Drops Fable yarn. It's a 4-ply fingering weight yarn. We've got our needles, which are 2.25 Knit Pro Zing needles, and they're color coded, so they're quite nice like that. We're using 2 pairs, if you like. Yep. So that's one, and that's the other. And we're going to use them together. So we're going to use one. We're going to get a little knot. I'll move that out of the way. And we're going to pop it on the needle just to hold the yarn there for a bit, to be honest. There you go. Knot. And then we're going to wrap the yarn around the needles. So 1, 2, 3, and we're wrapping from the bottom, so underneath. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got 12 stitches. Then what we do is we turn the work around so it's pointing to the right, and our working yarn is up and our other yarn is down, if you like. And what we're going to do is we're going to separate our needles so we know which side is knitting, which needle is knitting which side, which pair, if you like. So this bottom pair are going to knit this side of the knitting, and this top pair are going to knit this side of the knitting. So what we do is we're going to knit with the top first, and we're going to pull out the bottom. So we pull the bottom needle out like so, without disturbing the stitches too much. That is up, as it were. And then we're going to use our top needle to knit. So it's a bit tricky, but you'll get it. There you go. So you pop your needle in, and then you take your yarn round like so. So round as if you were doing a knit stitch, and then you pull it off. And then you do the same thing for the next stitch. Round, pull it off. So it's literally is now a knit stitch. No, we're making the purl stitches at the back. You can see those little pearls, and the front is the knit. So this is going to be the top side of the sock, if you like, the outer. Unless you want the purl as the outer of the sock, which is, you know, anything is possible with knitting. Right, so we're just going to knit all those stitches and make sure we've got 12. And if we do make a mistake, add one, so it's not a problem. Right, so that's the knot now. So let's just count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So I'm going to knit that stitch because we only got 11, so there's 12, yeah. So we're knitting the knot as well. You can sometimes add an extra stitch and then take the knot off if you want to, but you know, it sounds a bit more complicated, so I just left it. Right, then we're going to turn the work around like so. But we want so we just knit that row basically, and we want to knit this row now. But as you can see, it's the purl has come up on this side, and we want it to be the knit side. So we're going to move our knitting around like this. So those needles are at the top, and these needles are at the bottom. And it's kind of important how you organize the needles, because otherwise you'll get, like I said, you'll be knitting the wrong side, and that might annoy you. So what we do now is we bring, let's have a look. So that is the tail, it should be down. That's the active yarn, if you like, and that needs to be up. And what we're going to do first is, before we pull this out, we need to pull this one back. So we're going to pull this one back first, like so. I like to try and keep things straight and steady as I do this, so I don't get confused. So I'm going to push that one in. And this is where these are kind of important to be not too sticky. These ones are not that bad, they could be better, but the Addy needles, the metal ones, their one is great, and I think even the wooden ones are nice. So these, they're not too bad, you know. I don't mind using these ones. Right, so my working yarn is up, and my tail is down. And I'm going to use the top now to knit. So I need to pull out the bottom. There we go. And I'm going to knit from the top. So, but this is going to be a knit stitch, so this needs to be at the back. Right, so push it to the back. If it was a purl, it would be at the front. And then I'm going to knit that first stitch. Which looks a bit loose, doesn't it? And I think I might reorganize that stitch a bit. It's because of the knot at the back. It looks a bit loose, doesn't it? And I think I might reorganize that stitch a bit. It's because of the knot at the back. Knit the next one. And then the next one. There. So you just knit in a knit stitch, basically. That's what you're doing. Now if you look at that last one, it's a little bit twisted looking, isn't it? That's going to create kind of a twist, so that's fine. We can knit that, that's all right. Yeah, that's fine. See, sometimes what happens if you pick up the stitch from the wrong side, like the back or the front or something, in the wrong order, then these are not very straight, they look a bit twisted. But we've done kind of a good job here, they're not twisted at all. Now I could go back here and take that knot out if I want to, but I'm going to leave it for now. Then with our sock, the next row we can either just do another row around, or we can start increasing. So there's two options here, and the increases are going to be in the next video. So that was the cast on, and it was the Turkish cast on. And we will continue in the next episode where we will be doing some increases.